Good evening, and welcome to the Crypto Overnighter. I'm Nicodemus, and I will be your host as we take a look at the latest cryptocurrency news and analysis. So sit back, relax, and let's get started. And remember, none of this is financial advice. And it's 10 p.m. on a Sunday, May 14th, 2023. And happy Mother's Day to my mom and all you moms out there. And welcome all back to the Crypto Overnighter, where we have no sponsors, no agenda, and no BS. Saqr Ereiqat from Crypto Oasis was at the Dubai Fintech Summit, and he was talking about how suitable the UAE is for crypto businesses. He said companies should consider regulatory and digital infrastructure as well as access to global talent when deciding where to set up shop. Ereiqat believes that the UAE has all of these factors covered. The executive compared the regulatory frameworks of the UAE and the United States, which is not a good look for the US. I say that because the regulatory framework of the UAE is streamlined and business-friendly. Now compare that to the complex and fragmented regulatory nightmare that is the US. The UAE has taken a more proactive approach to regulating crypto. The executive said the region also has a lot of capital that could help crypto businesses raise funds. He also pointed out a growing interest in the area. There are already over 1,800 Web3 organizations in the region. More than 8,000 people are working in the space. The Dubai Fintech Summit was an important event. It brought together stakeholders from the fintech industry, including crypto and Web3 leaders. They were clearly demonstrating the growing interest and adoption of these technologies in the region. Brian Armstrong is the CEO of Coinbase. He thinks the US needs more regulatory clarity, and he sees the potential for Coinbase as an international hub. Brad Garlinghouse is the CEO of Ripple. He also expressed frustration with US regulations. He said that Ripple would end up spending $200 million defending itself against the SEC. That's not exactly a very inviting environment, is it? And I'm sure it's no surprise to anyone listening that I hold Chair Gensler responsible for this nonsense. Gary Gensler is a menace to the crypto industry. He's a relic of the old guard. He's a dinosaur who doesn't understand the potential of this new technology. He's much more interested in protecting the status quo than he is in innovation. Gensler's vendetta against crypto seems personal. He doesn't like the fact that he doesn't control it. He wants to be the gatekeeper. He wants to be the one who gets to decide who participates in the financial system, which is not how it works. And that's why he doesn't like it. He doesn't like the fact that crypto is decentralized, that it's not subject to the whims of any one person or group or bureaucrat. Gensler's attacks on crypto are not only misguided, they are dangerous. They're driving innovation overseas, they're putting American jobs at risk. And they're also making it harder for people to access financial services. It's time for Gensler to step aside and let the free market work. Crypto is the future of finance, and there's nothing he can do to stop that. It's okay, Gary, and all you other misguided guard of the status quo. The dinosaurs didn't see their end coming either. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. And I'd really appreciate it if you were to like, follow, and subscribe to the Crypto Overnighter. It makes a big difference in trying to reach new people, so thank you. The Turkish presidential elections on May 14th could impact the country's financial condition. The local cryptocurrency industry may also be affected. The two leading candidates are Erdogan and Kilicdaroglu, and they have opposite views on cryptocurrencies. Erdogan declared war on Bitcoin. He supports the central bank's digital lira. Kilicdaroglu is a proponent of cryptocurrencies and Web3. The presidential elections in Turkey this weekend are highly contested. Erdogan faces a strong opponent in Kilicdaroglu. Erdogan has been in power since 2016. He has received criticism for taking the country on a conservative path, distancing Turkey from the Western world, and strengthening ties with Russia despite Turkey being a part of NATO. The opposition could use the country's poor economic conditions during Erdogan's reign as a point against him. Turkey has one of the world's highest inflation rates. The Turkish lira recently hit a record low against the US dollar. Kilicdaroglu's political views differ from Erdogan's. He wants to bring freedom and democracy to Turkey. He says that the youth wants freedom and democracy as well. Kilicdaroglu wants free media and complete judicial independence. Both of these are things that Erdogan opposes, so you can see that the two have vastly different views. Kilicdaroglu is the preferred choice for younger voters. He could also gain support from the Kurdish minority, since the People's Democratic Party would choose him as president over Erdogan. Relevant because about 15% of Turkish voters are of Kurdish origin. A recent poll said that Kilicdaroglu could win 49% of the vote on May 14th. It also said that Erdogan could get 43%. Now this is important because the winning candidate needs more than 50% of the votes, which means a runoff election may be necessary. Now the difference in opinion between Erdogan and his opponent extends to cryptocurrencies. In September of 2021, President Erdogan declared that the government was at war with cryptocurrencies. He said Turkey has no intention of embracing them. Now, Turkey is one of the countries that still needs to implement comprehensive regulations on the digital asset sector, much like the United States in that regard. This lack of regulation was one of the reasons for the multi-billion-dollar Thodex cryptocurrency exchange scandal. Now, according to sources, their CEO defrauded customers of $2.6 billion. Then, they fled the country, as you do. He was caught in Albania 2 years later and then sent back to Turkey to face justice. Despite Erdogan's negative attitude towards cryptocurrencies and the lack of regulation, the Turkish people are much more interested in digital assets as an alternate to the depreciating Turkish lira. Interest in crypto increases each time the government introduces anti-crypto policies. However, it is unlikely that the current president will change his position on cryptocurrencies and embrace them, given his controversial views. If Kilicdaroglu wins the election, it could significantly boost Turkey's crypto industry. He supports both crypto and Web3 technologies. Further, he promised to lift the PayPal ban and expand Web3 platforms. He plans to prioritize entrepreneurial ecosystems and end Turkey's economic, scientific, and political interregnum. He plans to create a country where entrepreneurs and the entrepreneurial spirit can exist freely. Kilicdaroglu has also criticized the central bank's crypto payment ban. He believes that blockchain and crypto are crucial for Turkey's $1 billion initiatives. Given his pro-crypto stance, it is reasonable to assume that Turkish crypto enthusiasts might vote for him in the upcoming election. At the time of writing, none of the three leading candidates have more than 50% of the vote, so this very well may go into a runoff. And now for our cover story for tonight. An anonymous White House official said that North Korea financed 50% of its missile trials using cryptocurrency theft and cyber attacks. A report by Chainalysis proposes North Korean hackers stole $1.7 billion in digital assets in 2022. And we've covered the Lazarus Group on this show. They're a well-known hacking group in the region, and they're blamed for many cyber crimes in the last year. Their most famous hack was the $625 million breach on the Ronin network. According to a White House official, half of North Korea's missile programs and tests are funded by stolen cryptocurrencies or cyber attacks. Ann Newberg is the Deputy National Security Advisor. She said that the Biden administration is working to understand how a country like North Korea is so innovative in this area. Newberger said that U.S. intelligence agencies are attempting to identify those responsible and to track down those stolen assets. The United Nations has also accused North Korea of financing its missile and nuclear programs through cryptocurrency theft. Despite criticism and warnings, North Korea continues to prioritize its military efforts. Last month, they claimed to have tested their most powerful missile yet, which experts fear could cause significant damage to other countries, including the United States. The North Korean government declared this new weapon would cause extreme fear and anxiety in their rivals. But let's face it, North Korea makes a lot of claims, and many of them are utter garbage, so nobody takes them seriously. North Korean cybercriminals have adopted a tactic of stealing cryptocurrencies through sophisticated hacks. Chainalysis said that these scumbags drained $1.7 billion worth of digital assets through various attacks in 2022. The Lazarus Group is tied to the North Korean government. They were behind some of the most significant exploits last year, including that attack on the Ronin network. MistTrack reported that the Lazarus Group had stolen $100 million from the Harmony protocol earlier this year. That is a finding that the Elliptic Enterprise also suggested. On Thursday, May 11th, a report came out that said that the IRS is collaborating with Ukrainian law enforcement. They're working together to stop Russians from using cryptocurrencies to bypass sanctions. The US trains Ukrainian agents and provides them with Chainalysis tools for tracking on-chain transactions. The training involves both in-person and digital methods. The US supports the Ukrainian agents' use of Chainalysis tools that the blockchain analysis company provides. Concerns about Russia using digital assets to evade sanctions first cropped up during the February 2022 invasion of Ukraine. In March, the FBI mostly dismissed these concerns. They said Russia would require fiat currency and not digital assets to maintain access to the global financial system. However, recent developments suggest that Russia is indeed trying to use digital assets. IRS Criminal Investigation Chief Jim Lee said that the partnership with Ukraine aims to protect the US financial system and the global economy. Efforts to prevent Russian sanctions evasion through cryptocurrencies have extended beyond law enforcement agencies. Chainalysis recently published a blog post about an unidentified Ukrainian who spent approximately $300,000 to identify and expose Bitcoin addresses used by the Russian military. The US Department of Justice is actively investigating sanctions violations. Last week, it reportedly launched an investigation into Binance regarding allegations of sanctions breaches involving Russian individuals and entities. The world's largest cryptocurrency exchange was also accused of assisting Iranian firms in violating sanctions. In the summer of 2022, Iran became the first country to utilize digital assets for international trade. In early 2023, it engaged in discussions with Russia regarding the potential use of a stablecoin backed by gold. A recent report says the US government may be unable to meet its financial obligations soon. This news comes from a report published by the US Congressional Budget Office back on May 12th. The risk of defaulting on its debt comes from reaching the statutory debt limit of $31.4 trillion on January 19th. This could happen as early as June, and that is just a staggering amount of debt. The CBO warns that the US government could run into financial trouble in June if that debt limit isn't raised. The government may not be able to pay all its obligations. The CBO predicts that the federal budget deficit in 2023 will be $1.5 trillion. That's $100 billion more than initially estimated in February. There is an ongoing Supreme Court case on outstanding student loan debt. That case could impact the total revenue for 2023. This report also notes a shortfall in tax receipts for April. This could lead to a more significant deficit than initially predicted. The CBO's projected data doesn't show a decrease in the deficit's growth anytime soon. Annual deficits are expected to double over the next decade. In 2033, the CBO predicts the national debt in the US will reach the highest level ever recorded. The debt held by the public is expected to increase from 98% of the GDP this year to 119% at the end of 2033. Jump Trading is being sued in an Illinois court for allegedly helping Terraform Labs manipulate the price of Terra USD. Court documents allege Jump bought millions of UST tokens in 2021 in an attempt to manipulate the price. Plaintiff Tae-Woo Kim accuses Jump and its CEO of breaking the law and seeking unjust enrichment. The suit says Jump Trading was a significant financial supporter and early partner of Terraform Labs. From November 2019 to September of 2020, Jump made several agreements with Terraform and its affiliates. These agreements allowed them to borrow tens of millions of Luna tokens and offer market-making services for transactions in Luna, UST, and AUST. The deals allowed Jump to buy Luna tokens at a low price and then resell them to make a profit. The lawsuit states that in May of 2021, the UST stablecoin lost its peg. This led Terraform and Do Kwon to coordinate trades to boost the price. The filing alleges that Terraform and Quan secretly conspired with Jump Trading to manipulate the market instead of acknowledging the issue publicly. They did so by making secret trades to maintain the $1 peg of the stablecoin. Jump Trading's purported scheme involved buying over 62 million UST tokens between May 23rd and May 27th of 2021. This caused the price of UST to increase to $1 artificially. To reward Jump for its alleged manipulation, Terraform Labs and Quan gave Jump over 61.4 million Luna tokens at a discount of over 99% from the market price. Jump resold those Luna tokens in the market for a profit over $1.28 billion. Bloomberg reported on March 13th that U.S. prosecutors are investigating a chat group discussion on Telegram. This chat involved Jump Trading, Alameda Research, and Jane Street Group discussing a potential bailout for the UST stablecoin. The U.S. Department of Justice is investigating the stablecoin collapse that wiped out $40 billion from the Terra ecosystem in May of 2022. The Federal Bureau of Investigation and the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York have recently questioned former Terraform Labs employees. In March, Quan was arrested in Montenegro for allegedly using false documents. Quan was released on bail for 400,000 euros on May 12th and is currently under house arrest. South Korean and U.S. authorities are seeking his extradition. Metamask added PayPal as a payment option for buying Ethereum. This feature is only available to U.S. customers. Metamask claims to be the first Web3 wallet to offer this integration with PayPal. So what the integration does is it allows Ethereum transfers from PayPal to MetaMask. This increases self-custody options. However, users expressed more interest in MetaMask launching its own token. Now, MetaMask advised users to be aware of mask token scams and clarified that there are no immediate plans for an airdrop. The collaboration was announced in December, but payments were recently launched. Users can now use their PayPal balance, linked bank account, or debit card to add Ethereum directly to their MetaMask wallet. You can easily purchase Ethereum using MetaMask's browser extension, mobile app, or portfolio feature. The Buy Crypto feature accepts debit and credit cards as well as bank transfers. Now, apart from PayPal, MetaMask already supports various payment channels such as Coinbase Pay, MoonPay, Sardine, Transact, and Wire. PayPal disclosed in a recent quarterly report that it managed $943 million in crypto assets as of March 31st. That's a 56% increase from the previous quarter's $604 million. MetaMask partnered with MoonPay in late March to enhance its services in Nigeria. In response to online criticism regarding transaction data handling, MetaMask introduced several privacy features in February. And that's going to do it for us tonight. I want to thank you, my listeners, because when you stop listening, I will stop talking. If you enjoyed tonight's show, then please like, follow, subscribe, leave a rating, or maybe a review. And in the meantime, we'll see you tomorrow night.